I'm Jill with the Carefree Kitchen, and today we are going to be making some flaming hot Cheeto chicken tenders. And this is a really fun recipe. It's made with a little bit of a base of buttermilk and ranch, and then it's rolled and coated in crushed up flaming hot Cheetos. Alright, so for the ingredients for these flaming hot Cheeto chicken tenders, say that fast 10 times, this is what we've got. Okay, so first of all, this is just some raw chicken, and actually these are chicken breast. You can use chicken tenders. That's maybe a little bit easier, but my grocery store did not have any this time, so we are going to make our own. And don't worry, it doesn't matter what cut of chicken it is, just about any kind will do. And then I have a bag of Cheetos, Flamin' Hot Crunchy Cheetos, and this is an 8.5 ounce bag rather, but up to a 10-ounce bag will work great. Then I have a little bit of ranch dressing and an egg and a little bit of buttermilk. And then for my seasonings and spices, I've got some garlic powder, some onion powder, a little bit of flour, and then salt and pepper. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to make a base for our chicken. Okay, so that is 1/3 cup buttermilk. We're gonna add a large egg here. There we go. We're gonna do a couple tablespoons of flour and a couple tablespoons of ranch dressing. We're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then we're gonna add some pepper, and about 1/8 teaspoon. There we go. Now we're just going to whisk this together, and this is going to coat all of our chicken. Give it a nice base layer here, and also something for our Cheetos to grab a hold of. It's kind of a thicker batter, and that is just what we want. Okay, and then to prepare the chicken, I'm just gonna take the bottom of a glass cup and mash this just a little bit. Just give it a few good whacks, just enough to tenderize that before we cut it. That's pretty thin already. There we go. And that one. And now I'm going to cut this into strips so that they will be about the same size as a chicken tender. So I'll probably just cut that one about in half, so it's about like this. And maybe I'll just put this one in half and come up with about 10 of these. Okay, and we kind of want them all to be about the same size. I'm gonna leave that and then maybe cut this one this way, so it's all about even. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that's just about right. Now what I'm going to do is I am actually just going to slide my chicken pieces into that buttermilk mixture. And then we just want to coat everything. Make sure it's all nice and covered. Okay, now I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute here on my counter while I get the Cheetos ready. Okay, and then for my baking sheet, I actually just have a big cookie sheet, and then I have a cooling rack that I use for cookies. And I'm just gonna put that in there, and then it's perfect. And we will just lay the chicken tenders right there on top of the cooling rack. And that way the air can get underneath and the entire piece of chicken will be crispy, the underside and on top. Okay, and then the next thing I'm gonna need is the food processor. And I just have the blade attachment in there. You can definitely do this in a Ziploc bag also. This works pretty good. Okay, so we're just gonna pour this in there, and I'm not gonna pour quite all of it in yet. Put the lid on, and we don't want to completely obliterate them, but we want some nice crumbles. Okay, we'll put the rest in there. Okay, look at the inside of that. We've still got a little bit of texture, but it's all nice and light and fluffy. Isn't that amazing? It makes such a nice little coating for chicken. Okay, and then I'm just going to put some of this in here. All right, I'll just give this one more little stir here. And then I'm going to use tongs because I don't want to get my hands dirty actually. And that's got a nice coating on it. So now we'll just put it in, kind of pack it down. Sounds like my oven is preheated to 350 degrees. So there we go. Now we will just put it on the pan here. I'm going to grab that out of there. And then roll this around. We want it to pick up as much of that hot Cheeto as possible. This is a really fun party food. It'd be fun for a Super Bowl party, actually any kind of a football party, or kind of a fun appetizer with a bunch of teenagers. Put that there. Here is the last piece of chicken, and we want to make sure that they aren't touching, that there's room between all of them. Look at how pretty those are. I realize they're like super bright orange, so I hope you can see these okay. But anyways, these are gonna go in a 350 degree preheated oven for 35 to about 40 minutes. Okay, so we want to check the internal temperature of the chicken, and like this is 170, so we want to make sure it gets to at least 165. So right around there is just right. Okay, let me just show you a little bit here. Like, it's nice and crispy on the outside. Look at that. Oh, bite into that, baby. Here are my flaming hot Cheeto chicken tenders, and you can smell how spicy they are, but they're so good. Dipped in just a little bit of ranch dressing to cool it down a little bit. They're oven baked and crispy on the outside, and then soft and tender and juicy on the inside. I hope you guys love this episode at the Carefree Kitchen. Be sure to follow me on social media, and I'll show you all kinds of fun and easy recipes your family will love. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye! This flaming hot chicken tender is going to knock your socks off. It's amazing dipped in ranch or put on a bun to make a sandwich. And anyone who loves flaming hot Cheetos is going to love this flaming hot Cheetos chicken tenders.